Email marketing is often looked over in favor of more flashy new channels, but it's a really powerful tool to connect with customers past, present, and future. In fact, email generates $42 for every $1 spent, which is an astounding 4,200% ROI, making it one of the most effective options available. We'll break down how to set up an email marketing strategy that works with your other marketing strategies to achieve awesome growth. We'll answer the question, how can I make email marketing work for my business? The answer? By being strategic at every step of the process. Hi there. I'm Nadine, Growth Marketing Manager here at Growth Tribe. Today, I'm going to be walking you through 9 do's and don'ts of email marketing and sharing how you can optimize it every step of the way. So, why email? As growth marketers, we tend to always be looking for the best new tools built with the coolest new technology. But the reality is there's still a lot of value in the old school. According to our friends at HubSpot, over 4 billion people read their emails every day. And with around 40% of marketers facing budget cuts since the beginning of the COVID pandemic, hacking cheap or free channels like email to realize growth is the savvy marketer's move. First up, do A/B test your emails. A/B testing is an old school growth hack at this point, and that's for a good reason. According to Litmus, brands that always include an A/B test in their emails generate an ROI of 48-1 on email marketing. Most CRM tools will have built-in functionality for this, but anyone can A/B test. To run an A/B test, you need to create 2 different versions of one email with changes to a single variable. That variable could be your subject line, a piece of dynamic content, or even the position of your CTA. It's also important to define a goal. What are you trying to discover? Which version gets more opens, conversions, clicks? When you've got your 2 versions and test goal nailed down, you'll send each email to half of your audience. Then you'll analyze whether version A or B generates more of whatever you were testing for. Check out Campaign Monitor's A/B testing guide, link below, for a more detailed step-by-step guide. Speaking of that audience, here's a really important thing to avoid: spam. No, not that kind. This kind. We all hate spam. You wouldn't bombard people with irrelevant nonsense in everyday conversation, so don't do it in your email marketing. It's annoying, and it can also lead to you getting red flagged by providers. You'll end up reaching far fewer people as your emails are immediately rerouted to spam folders. Make sure your content is relevant, value-driven, and not too frequent. And pay attention to the unsubscribe rate of your emails. A rate above 0.5% means you have some work to do. Which brings us on to do number 2. Always remember who you're talking to and use segmentation. Nobody likes receiving irrelevant information. Speak to the individual, not the crowd. Utilize all the data you've been collecting and segment your email list by interest. Marketers who use segmented campaigns note as much as a 760% increase in revenue. Segment your database by personas, jobs to be done, product interest, location, or whatever else is relevant. We're big fans of the HubSpot Persona tool, which makes it super simple to target your emails to the people who really want to read them. Trust us, your customers will love you for it. A big don't break the law. This should go without saying, but when it comes to email, it can still feel like the Wild West. Your personal data is precious, so make sure you're treating your customers' data with the same respect. Specific rules change depending on where you are in the world, but if you're in Europe, make sure you're only emailing people who have consented to it, and make sure they knew what they were consenting to at the time. Platforms like HubSpot, SuperOffice, and Zendesk have built-in compliance tools you can use, but best practice is to familiarize yourself with data protection laws in your area, with sites like gdpr.eu. In any case, only emailing people who want to hear from you gets better results. So don't be afraid of informed consent. The next do is optimize for mobile. More than half of global web traffic comes from mobile phones these days, and nearly 1 in 5 email campaigns is not optimized for mobile devices. This makes mobile optimization a great low-hanging fruit to beat the competition. Here are some quick ways to make sure you're optimized for mobile. Always use a responsive template so your emails scale. Go easy on graphics. Don't over-design and drain your recipient's data. Make every word count. Be clever and make sure the value of your email is clear from the subject line. Be smart with your copywriting. Use small paragraphs and keep your message concise. Don't get sloppy. Once you've sent an email, it's gone. Spelling and grammar mistakes happen, and it's only human, but they shouldn't make it to the final product. It's also important to make sure your copy is clear and to the point. Use tools like Grammarly to automatically catch common slip-ups, Hemingway to test how easy your email is to read, and always follow the 4 eyes rule and have someone else in your team check your work. Check out our recent video with Jean for more copywriting hacks. The next do on our list is lead with value. I've sent my fair share of emails here at Growth Tribe, and if there's one thing I know for sure, value is key. Make sure whatever you're sharing provides immediate value to the recipient. Don't just brag or send a bi-weekly sales pitch. 40% of consumers say they have at least 50 unread emails in their inbox, so your subject line is the best chance you have to grab their attention. Use clear calls to action which emphasize exactly what the reader can expect. And make sure nobody has to read between the lines to understand what's in it for them. The last do on our list is probably the most important: automation. Do automate your email processes when you can. Make sure you're leveraging the most convenient tools and platforms to do the heavy lifting for you. Platforms like Campaign Monitor, HubSpot, and OmniSend help you plan out automated flows and target segments of your audience. Automate things like follow-up emails, content downloads, and nurture flows so that you free time up to strategize and innovate. One thing to remember though, when it comes to automated email sendouts, it's not a case of set it and forget it. You need to make sure you're constantly monitoring the data so that you can improve your email flows accordingly. Which leads us to the very last don't on our list. Don't view email as a standalone channel. Ideally, the people you're emailing will also be served relevant ads about your business, perhaps attend online events you're hosting, follow you on social media, or are already in conversation with your sales team. So it's important to integrate your email strategy with the rest of your marketing and sales efforts. Zoom out every once in a while to see what's already being communicated to the client. Using tools like Notion, Asana, or Monday across teams is a perfect way to keep an overview of what's going on in terms of outreach. That way, you can coordinate your approach to maximize impact and avoid a messy or confusing experience for your audience. So, those are our do's and don'ts for growth-focused email marketing. I hope you can use these tips to start building an email strategy that helps your business grow. Don't forget to comment if you have any questions, and give us a like and subscribe if you found this video useful. See you next time!